11:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Back clock to 7 minutes past. July 17, 2021. These guys went camping. Okay, where I'm shooting for is up in front of it. Okay. Can't usually see this far because of the camper sitting there. Little lights that are trying to tinkle to the between the two blue things. That's, I mean, I can see them, but the cameras, like you see, it just had them for a second and then it went out. They're there again. There, that's what I was trying to get. 11:45 p.m. 7 minutes fast. That's 11:38. July 17, 2021. Still, what is it? Saturday night. Aslan's coming back tomorrow. 10 o'clock in the morning or so. We had one big Mike's Hard Lemonade left each. And we decided to come out and drink it, not go for a walk, just hang out here. Because, well, last night's walk didn't feel right without the dog. And on the way back, I was experiencing some horrendous chest pain. I mean, I thought I was going to fucking die before we got back. And we went right to bed. I didn't even I was going to make pepper steak. And I ended up making that this morning. We made pepper steak and egg rolls. How you make pepper steak now is you buy the beef chow mein mix. And you buy, a piece of round steak, thin sliced. And you cut that up into strips. And you cook that up, brown it. And then you put in the sauce can and you rinse the vegetables and put them in, right? And put the peppers in that you cut, because you also bought a fresh pepper and cut up some green pepper to put in it to turn it into pepper steak. And now they didn't used to put meat in it. Now they put meat in it. It's like processed beef or some shit, and you have to pick that out of it. You can't eat that shit. And it's like, you might be able to feed it to your dog as a snack, if he's a good boy while you eat. But you don't want to eat that shit yourself, because, well, it's going to ruin everything for you when a day or two later you're pissing out of your ass. And it's smelling Asian, right? There's even a slight burning from the green pepper, because, well, that was fresh. So, oh yeah, I just made some people fucking who was eating not be able to eat no more. Yeah. You gotta watch that shit, right? Because this is a nasty world. Nasty guys and nasty girls. So we're just sitting out here slowly drinking these last beers. And we're gonna go get her a coffee mug tomorrow, so that we can just make us up coffees to go for a walk with. Mm-hmm. And just step away from all alcohol for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been keeping up with the supply of pineapple Burnett's flavored vodka at Family Fare. Like the last time they stocked the shelves, there was only 3 on the shelf. Almost like they stocked the shelves and we missed a day or two of going there and somebody bought it all up except for 3. That could be it, or they could just be not stocking enough at one time. Who knows? Trying to slow down the, trying to control the market, control marketing. It's a technique to try and sell other products. Put stuff where you can't find it that you don't want to sell, shit like that. "12:09 a.m. by a clock that's 7 minutes fast. July 18th, 2021. It is now Sunday morning. Still hanging out here. Was just listening to a song from another time, another world. Something that's in Pre-Vinny's memory that he played when he was young, his wife's age, a guitar master, a little wizard, right? Could play the shit out of a guitar, play some awesome leads and shit. And this is one of Iron Maiden's best songs we were just listening to. For those of y'all who don't know, there's some like little Indian dudes, right? And they did a lot of songs about the genocide of their people. And this is one of them. He has a nice side melody line for the guitars, Yeah, that one. You take my life, but I'll take yours too. You know what I'm talking about now. Because that's the lyric that sticks out in your head to it, every time you hear it. But it's like a masterpiece of musical composition. The story, the bridge, the chorus, whatever you want to call it, which is just like a battle cry. And you can literally picture them on their bareback ponies, covered in war paint, out for blood. Smoke, dust billowing out from behind them as they gallop across the prairie on their way to the battle that the song is about. And it's like these guys were accosted on their own land by the dregs of society that the Queen wanted to get rid of bad enough to fund what they thought would be a failed expedition. They thought they'd go out to sea and drown. So yeah, ships got filled with the dregs of society, and everybody acts like our forefathers were anything other than these rape culture motherfuckers that came into a land that was already populated with various tribes that had learned to peacefully get along with each other and abide by boundaries. We just come in like a bunch of slovenly rapists, dregs. I mean, not we. My family immigrated to here. Well, my dad's side did. But it's like the dregs of society made it to this land, the ones the Queen wanted to get rid of, and they gladly ran across this motherfucker raping and pillaging of people that were abiding peacefully with other people, right? Other cliques. And they raped the squaws, raped the girls, the daughters, killed the sons, and killed the husbands. When they did give gifts like blankets, they were laced with smallpox to make them sick and kill them in the cold. It's already cold, they need your blanket. And you give them a blanket that'll kill them. The rape culture perpetuated by this generation and fomented by the mainstream that the previous generations have erected as role models is nothing new. It's as old as this nation. And if you're full-blooded American, well, chances are you got some rapist blood in you. That might be why some shit doesn't appall you like it should. Well, at least not till you get older. You know, you do a lot of shit in your 20s. Then when you get like 40-something, you look back on it and you cringe. You can't believe you did it. You know what I'm saying? You just fucked up that was actually who you were then. You don't see it when you're in your 20s. And somebody older like me who's lived evil like you are now tells you that, hey, you know, you might be one of them people who survives karma. And you'll get older and you will be taught the lessons of time. You see? Those of you who, you had your way with autistic or retarded women, you did stuff with them or to them that, you couldn't have got away with somebody of a higher intelligence, somebody that was smarter than them. You're the equivalent of somebody who would see an escaped toddler out of a crib, and instead of returning it to its parent, you'll pull its diaper down and do shit to it. You see? Well, you get older, maybe you end up with a niece or a nephew that's autistic, or a child, that's retarded or autistic in some way. And somebody does the same shit to them. Then you finally get to experience what it was like to be the husband of somebody or the brother of somebody that you did it to, right? The friend of somebody that you did it to, their father, you see? You finally see what it feels like when somebody did the same things that you did and it affects somebody in your circle. And it's like, that it was what your karmic vortex brought to the table. Do you see? A lot of you don't think it could happen. Oh, I'll never get married or have kids. You'd be surprised what a day can do. Yeah, and then your life is reset. And suddenly you're doing something else you didn't think you'd do. Yeah. And then, well, the shit you did kicks in on what you're doing now. And it just keeps sabotaging the fuck out of it every step of the way. Do you see? And when somebody like me tells somebody, who's like I was, I wasn't rapey, I didn't rape retarded girls and shit. Time I was 25, 26, I was already married once, and I was engaged to my second wife, who I was with for 30 years. I was with a goddess for 30 years, somebody that was super smart, super family-oriented, super self-disciplined, And, I don't know, just the best person I've ever had the pleasure of knowing personally, So, yeah, I walk away from that, and I cannot be diminished by anything that's done to me by someone else. You see, because, well, I'll never lose that, what I was to somebody that actually mattered compared to those who would go on the attack. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm in good company. And I was in good company almost all my adult life, except for a little bit at the beginning. I wasn't really accredited for it by anyone other than her, because everyone else wanted to talk me down or act like she was talking shit. But in a lot of ways, I went out of my way to make that person happy while we were together. And those are the things that I'm sure she focused on. You see, it's what made her able to reciprocate it. And I was took care of and cared about and loved for 30 years. You see, even when she was fucking up, her main concern was me, not herself, and not anyone else. As a matter of fact, she always made sure that the truth came out in a timely fashion. And usually from her, you see. So there's that trustworthiness. Hey, yeah, this happened. Right? You see what I'm saying? It's gonna piss you off, but yeah, this happened. Well, let's fucking duke it out now, tonight. I'm ready for it tonight. That's why I'm telling you tonight. You see? That mentality. Face up. You're big enough to do it. You're big enough to face up to the consequences for it. You see? Character that came from a generation prior to this generation. A want to balance the scales so that you don't run around with unbalanced scales. You're lopsided, like the commercial. You gotta lump yourself in the head. Yeah, I need a V8, So we're dealing with generation after generation of rapiness and greed and self-absorption and selfishness. And, just being all about ourselves, it's ingrained into us. It's inherent now, from the previous generations. And it's reached a level that is savage. We are the savages. And we always were, man. I mean, if you think about it. We were savages who came here and raped and pillaged and killed off a bunch of people to take their land from them. And we act like we're something to be proud of. We should be hiding our faces in shame, Yeah. Especially those of us who would desecrate what was built here on the blood of those people who were here, you want to desecrate what's built there now. It's not making a statement other than you have no respect for the blood that the structure sits on. So just think about that next time you want to tag some shit, yo. Alright, we still hanging out here. Watching the lack of traffic go by. There's just nothing. You're hearing loud ATVs all over the place, though. Them guys are still riding around late at night. It's 1:42 a.m., so that's 1:35 a.m. Sunday morning, July 18th. Just put it there. Kind of nice out. It's about 65 or some shit, 64. Temperature's going down. It's gonna go down into the 50s. There's desperados up late, hoping to find something desperate that they can get a hold of. Something as desperate as they are, they can do stuff with. It's kind of a sad little town. The energy, the pervading energy. Yeah. Not a lot left in this town to stick around for at this point. Not for me, anyway. Did you hear that? Did that come from out there?
Hear what?
The noise that just happened.
I burped.
Oh, after that?
No.
Just now, you didn't hear the clunk?
No.
It was a clunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the people in the house in between these two projects, their camper is gone, like they've gone on a camping trip. But one of their cars is there. And their lights could be on timers, you know how that goes. There was 2 lights on, 2 room lights, and now there's only 1. So who knows? Could be someone home, could be not someone home. You kind of gotta live like that around here, cause well, next to them on the other side is the real projects, yo. Mm-hmm.